Exposed. Hashtag drama alert. There's news to expose. Hashtag breaking. SS Sniper Wolf has a vagina. More on that at 11.
Vagina.
Hey guys, it's scarce here. Lots of news today, lots of exposure, and double upload. Exposed, 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 exposed. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm gonna expose you. Expose you. Oh my god, expose you.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am completely pissed. I was gonna write a script for this video. Why am I still getting hate?
Hey, what's up guys, it's Scares here, and so from now on, I am going to report the news. Let's go inside the stories!
Exposed, 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 exposed. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm gonna expose you. Expose you. Oh my god, expose you. Exposed, 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 exposed. It's time for some exposure. Some exposure. Some exposure. Expose. Expose myself to you. To you. To you. E-X-P-O-S-E. Exposed. 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 Hashtag drama alert. There's news to expose. Hashtag breaking. SS Sniper Wolf has a vagina. More on that at 11.
Vagina.
Hey guys, it's scarce here. Lots of news today, lots of exposure, and double upload. Exposed, 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 exposed. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm gonna expose you. Expose you. Oh my god, expose you.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am completely pissed. I was gonna write a script for this video. Why am I still getting hate?
Hey, what's up guys, it's Scares here, and so from now on, I am going to report the news. Let's go inside the stories!
Exposed, 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 exposed. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm gonna expose Hashtag breaking SS Sniper Wolf has a vagina. More on that at 11. Vaginas. Hey guys, this is Scarce here. Lots of news today, lots of exposure. And double upload. Expose, 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 expose,
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am completely pissed. I was gonna write a script for this video. Why am I still getting hate?
Hey, what's up guys, it's Scarce here, and so from now on, I'm going to report the news. Let's go inside the stories!
Expose, 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 expose. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Expose, 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 expose. You are exposed, sir. I'm going to expose you. Expose you. Oh my god, expose you. Expose, 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 expose. It's time for some exposure. Some exposure. Some exposure. Ah, expose. Expose myself to you. To you. To you. E-X-P-O-S-E. Expose. 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 Ah. Expose. 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 Hashtag drama alert. There's news to expose. Hashtag breaking SS Sniper
Hello,
Wolf has a
everybody.
vagina. More on that at 11.
How is everyone?
Hey guys, this is Scarce here. Lots of news today, lots of exposure. And double upload. Expose, expose, expose.
Who is Chris Watts? He killed his wife and daughter. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm a little later this evening than normal. That is because I was sending all of the B-roll to my editor. He has a hell of an adventure ahead of him.
Expose, 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 expose.
Because it just, I needed to record a lot. So, I know the music is still on. I know the music is still on. I know the music is still on. I am well aware the music is still on. I just started. Yeah, the Aya Neo with the 8 terabyte hard drive in there. And, says there's no super chats, which I'm not complaining about. I'm just curious to make sure, because everyone always thinks that I miss a super chat in the beginning, and it's just that YouTube sometimes is not telling me that there's a goddamn super chat. So I'm just trying to go back in the stream to see. So let's see now if it recognizes my damn controller. So this should be very interesting. This guy, he met another. He had a falling out with his wife. He met another woman, and he thought it was a brilliant fucking idea. Horrific fucking idea to. No, I don't want it in safe mode. He murdered his wife and daughters because, you know, that no one's gonna catch on to that and ever catch you for doing that. But anyway, you got Saints Row 4 for $2. It's actually a good game. It's not bad. It's not a bad game. We'll wait till we hit 500 people. So that is what I have been doing today. I have been... Well, I had to go to my son's play this morning, his Christmas pageant. Let me make sure I put this in the settings so I don't forget next time I play Call of Duty on here. Yes, this can play Call of Duty. The only game I would deem unplayable, and it's... I mean, it has problems on my RTX 3080. It's just not optimized properly for PC, is Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is the only game... No, I don't want keyboard and mouse. Yes. Let's make sure that's saved. Yes. Now I can exit out of here. I'll close this down. Which, if they fix the resolution, if they make it that you could go exclusive full screen so I could scale the resolution down more than 94%, then it'll probably be playable on here too. There's literally nothing I've thrown at this thing that it can't play. Love the Pooh shirt. Whoa, why is my Steam Deck not opened? Whoa. What is going on tonight, man? Oh, Stream Deck. I'm calling it the Steam Deck. There you go. I'm back. Remind me later. Not installing a new version now. Dad, please massage my cheeks.
Whoa!
No. So, yeah, that's really the only game. And like I said to you, I cannot, no matter what resolution I play the game at on my RTX 3080 rig, get it to run at 120. I just can't. I could do 60, and I could pretty much stick to 60, can't do 120. I could play it at 1080p. It will not stick to 120 FPS. I could lower the settings, so there's something going on with optimization in that game. Well, yeah, man, because, and you know what's sad, too, is I'm enjoying the hell out of it. You know how I knew it was doing bad? COD Vanguard, Michael Cortez? SS Sniper Wolf won't come on my podcast, at least for now, anyway. It's not Pooh, it's Pooh Polo. This is at Macy's. Do you consider yourself a big, beautiful bird? I like that. I like that. I ordered the Red Ring poster, Disney Aviation roller coaster enthusiast. Yeah, and it would, the hot and cold would make the motherboard contract and expand, and it would cause the BGA to separate the chip because they put it on there with the ball grid array. Say that 3 times fast, naked, with the bird pecking corn out of your ass. Oh, by the way, do you want to see my bird wallpaper? It's pretty incredible. So I got to talk. We'll probably go through all those episodes too. Yeah. So that should be fun. So you owe me 3 shower discs. Oh wait.
Watch your balls, watch your balls, watch your balls, watch your balls, watch your balls.
How's that? So, and you know what sucks is that Vanguard, multiplayer-wise anyway, is the most fun I've had with it since, I believe, the original, for instance, 2019 Modern Warfare. And if you want to really go back, I would say the original Modern Warfare. Yeah, they lay off people in good years, that's what I'm saying. But what did they first off, even if all the shit that was going on at Activision wasn't going on, fucking, you're going back to the World War II setting again? Yeah, it's very good. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. People are like, oh, Jesus Christ, man, we've been doing this fucking World War II. If you want to really go back, we've been doing the World War II thing since the PlayStation 1, if you want to go back to Medal of Honor. Wolfenstein, if you want to go back before. Like, it's just, people are over it. People are fucking over it, man. You know, so even if, like, all the shit at Activision wasn't going on, where are the horses? They're up my ass, obviously. Yeah, they're just, people are tired. They're tired of that. And then compound it with all the shit that went on and how wildly public and how people just know factually that Bobby Kotick is a terrible person. Oh yeah. Oops. Oh yeah. Back in 2006, I did threaten to kill somebody. Let me have my spokesperson tell people. Yeah, that was just a little bit over the top. I'm sorry about that. I'll never threaten to kill anybody again and leave a voice message saying I'll have them killed. Excuse me. Rich, can you do a completionist playthrough of Zelda Breath of the Wild non-stop live stream instead of a chicken suit? Non-stop? No, I won't do non-stop. That's not good for my health. I will not. I can't. I could do a completionist in terms of where I'll play through the whole fucking game and suffer through it if I hit enough. Yes, that I could promise. But doing it non-stop, like not sleeping, no. I won't do that. But yeah, if I hit a goal, hell yeah, fuck yeah. I'll have my audience help me because I suck at those games, have no sense of direction, and I'm a cheap piece of shit. Well, if I hit a membership goal of 1,000 members, I will play through the whole. I will completion it the whole fucking game. Will I have my audience help me? Yes. Will I do it all in one sitting? Fuck no. I won't lie to you about that. That would be me being an asshole. But I'll do it. I'll suffer for 1,000 members. Pfft. I would shove this bird up my ass for 1,000 members. No, I wouldn't, because then my rectum would be ripped apart and I would die probably. But, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Someone sent me something. My editor. Oh no. Why is my editor voice? Whenever. Oh no.
Alright, so for benchmarks, I've got it to about...
Hold on. My editor's giving me information about my...
I'll have about 1 minute and 45 seconds to play with the benchmark footage. So that should be enough to show some of the screens and the stats. I don't know. Because I can't go over that. I go over that, the video's 20 minutes. Like, that's the ultimate. Unless I cut something out from the beginning, but it's pretty hard to do that. So, touch me.
My editor now has told me to touch him.
So, touch me.
You know what? I'm live streaming right now. I'm going to put up a survey and see what my audience thinks in terms of length. That doesn't sound right. But you get my point. I'm going to put up a survey right now. All right, I need you to be honest. Brutally honest. Length is preferable to you. $20 minutes. 20 minutes is fine. Let's see what people say. Jody Arias trial. Be careful what you promise. Breath of the Wild is a huge game. You probably have a long wizard beard by the time you complete it. But if I have 1,000 members, I'll have fucking do it. I don't care. If I have 1,000 members, I'll do it. I'll still do these streams too, and I'll play like one stream a day for a few hours of Breath of the Wild. I'll do it. In one sitting? Fuck no, because I'm not. That's a death wish.
6 inches.
It's doing bird noises. Wait, let's see what else he said.
Get me 3 birds, put an SSD in the first bird, make the second bird load on Halo Infinite so we can play Halo Bird Wars on that first bird with the SSD in the bird.
The man has spoken. Dude, I'm not talking about that here. I don't even want to have that discussion here, man. That's a bait question. I have no idea about that. As a matter of fact, yeah, it's time. Yeah. Don't like doing this, but I've been a sport. Goodbye. How many members do you have? Let me look. That's a good question. Drew Peterson and OJ trial. Oh, yeah, that would be interesting, too. Drew Peterson. Yeah, when you're asking about... when you're going into stuff like that, you gotta go. That's just someone wanting to start shit and have, you know. So you got to know when to pull the plug, and I did. Maple Canadian Gaming, thank you for becoming a member. All right, let me take a look here. We're almost at 500 people. Then we'll start. Let me go to YouTube Studio. I think I could show this without showing any of my personal info here. We're almost at I'm almost at 50,000 people on this channel, man. That's pretty interesting. Let's see. Memberships. I am at 187 members. 187. So that's a long way to go, but I'll do it. I'll do it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But yes, if I hit 1,000 members, I will play through Breath of the Wild. Not in one sitting. That's insane. I'm not stupid. I would never promise that, but I will finish the game. It'll take, let's say, like around a month. So Maple Canadian, Drew Peterson, that could definitely happen. So I bought a PS3 and I'm replaying BioShock Infinite. It's such a good shooter, and it lives with makes me feel less lonely. Yeah, it's a good game, man. It played okay on that generation consoles. It's not ideal. There's many better ways to play it now, but that was a late life 7th gen game. Yeah, that came out in spring of 2013, so that was pretty much at the end of the life. So, hey Rich, have you ever watched Internet Historian? Where can I send video suggestions? There should be something in, there's a submission email in the description here. How many members? Let me say a really stupid, never going to be reached number that no, I'm not trying to fish to reach it because it's literally impossible. 10,000 members. Sure, I'll stream the game in one sitting. Sure. If I hit 10,000 members, that means I'll also have a 12-inch penis tomorrow, washboard abs, and an Academy Award. So anyway, it is time. So Chris Watts is a horrible, horrible piece of shit. I have watched this many times. There's going to be a lot of stopping for people who may be new here, because I know these bring in new viewers. I stop this a lot to commentate. I believe that's the right terminology. If that is not something you're interested in, I'm not saying this to be facetious, and I'm not saying this to be sarcastic. Watch the original video. Then you don't have to hear me blabber on about stupid shit and talk to a bird because I'm stoned. We did not watch Chris Watts, that I'm sure of.
And shortly after the Frederick Police Department received a call from Nicole Atkinson, the best friend of Shannon Watts. She had arranged to drive Shannon into town that same day for a pregnancy checkup, but there was no answer when she knocked at the door, nor any response to her text messages or phone calls. After noticing...
Yeah, the husband and wife, the next door neighbor, they knew shit was up real quick. I don't smoke weed, I take THC edibles, man.
Her shoes were still at the front door. She became concerned and called 911.
Nicole?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on?
So, my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
Right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning
When and if that ever happens, sure, Kyle.
at 9.
Absolutely.
And I told her to let me
I'm
know if
serious.
she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day right at the front door.
How you doing?
It's all good.
You seen your neighbors today?
Gina.
No? Okay. What's Chris's phone number?
Chris's phone number is...
Hey, Chris, Officer Coonrod for the police department. Pretty good. So, do you have any idea where your wife is? Right. Well, my concern is her car's here. They're saying she is diabetic. I don't want her... If she's upstairs and can't respond. Okay. About how far out are you?
It's a nice house.
All right. He said like 5 minutes.
It's not a sure sign of guilty conduct, yet the fact that Chris made the officer wait for his return would have most likely alerted some minor suspicion. In normal circumstances, a husband receiving a call from the police saying they were concerned about the safety of their pregnant wife and children, in most cases, would have given them permission to immediately kick the door down. It's a truly somber awareness to know that the man stepping out of the car had only a very short time ago dumped his infant daughter's bodies into an oil tank and buried his pregnant wife in a shallow grave.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay.
The familiar routine for anyone checking for someone's presence inside a house, whether it be an emergency or otherwise, is to immediately call out to them for instantaneous reassurance. Chris remains silent, but instead feels the need to examine his wife's car before subtly sneaking through the internal garage door. He then disappears for 1 minute and 7 seconds before letting the neighbors and
Yeah, you know what's funny? This guy's younger than me.
police officer inside. Only Chris will know what he carried out during that time period, but it's safe to assume that his curious behavior was not going unnoticed, made evident by the unsettled gaze of Nicole as he opens the door.
Look, man, without getting, let me just tell you something. Breaking up with somebody is hard, whether it be a long-term relationship, especially a marriage, but it's better than the option that he chose. Oh, I want to go off with my side woman. Let me kill my kids and wife because that will solve everything. Like, I don't get it.
Mind if I come in, Chris?
He should be arrested for his friggin' hairstyle, first off. Yo, that's like something I would see at, like, my grammar school in 1994, at best.
There were multiple key moments captured from inside the house, which may not have been noticed immediately by the officer, but would have no doubt been gathered by forensics upon further investigation. The most overt peculiarity was Chris's interaction with his phone. The guise of his thumb movement would have given the impression he was texting
He has beautiful
someone, which would have
breasts.
seemed very peculiar.
Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. I'm going to put up a, my editor made some amazing Christmas desktop thumbnails. You could put them on a desktop or your PC. You could put them wherever the hell you want to. And it's of Carlos and Steve. The birds are in a nice looking thumbnail and they're nice looking birds. Please clap. Oh, yeah. Dude, of course he was shitting bricks, man. This is not how a normal person acts. You don't, you don't need to be in I don't have to be a Law and Order SVU to know that. Look at the way this guy is acting. Like, who sits there on your... What are you doing on your phone? And, like, JCS said, if, God forbid, my pregnant wife was home, and someone, the police called saying there's something wrong, I'd be like, yo, you could kick, and your car is there, and you're saying that no one could find her? Kick down that door. Do not even wait for me to get home. The fact that he didn't do that, yeah, it made it sus instantly. And yes, I used a kid's term, and I'm a fucking boomer. Piss off. I never thought the worst feeling was when I lost my family, but then my girlfriend left me too. When was this? Recently or a while back?
as the normal response would be to frantically call people rather than text given the circumstances. Hindsight gives us a clearer picture of Chris's introversion, which is that he was most likely using his phone to avoid eye contact and progressive dialogue with the officer.
What time do you leave the day?
That's exactly what it was.
No, here.
Usually between 5:30 and 6.
Right.
Yeah, the phone was a distraction. He was trying to keep it so he didn't have to engage with anybody, so everyone was like... Because you could just tell something's off with him, but he doesn't realize that this makes him more off anyway.
Was Shannon here then?
Yes.
Imagine I was a dick and just on the INEO started a team deathmatch of Call of Duty and just like ignored the stream. I wouldn't do that, but that would be funny though. For a minute, and then you would probably get pissed off and leave. What am I doing?
Does she usually watch the kids, or you have daycare watch them? Or?
She usually watches the kids if they're not at school.
Okay. You guys have any kind of issues, marital issues, or?
We're going through separation.
You are? How's that going?
It's going
civil for the most part, or?
Additionally,
like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Playing fucking Angry Birds? Like, he's really, like, he's looking at his phone, like, that's what I'll go through my phone and look through for articles, for news stories, for YouTube. Like, what are you doing? Are you on Pornhub? What the fuck is going on?
We are presented with the subtle cues of Chris's forethought cover story, being that his wife simply ran off with the kids after a breakdown in the marriage.
All the girls' blankies are gone. Their blankies they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Good.
The rest of Chris's conduct could be analyzed and dissected in various ways, and it would be easy to pick at certain oddities in body language and link them with signs of guilt. Yet, without the hindsight we have now...
Oh, I could relate, man. In many, many ways.
His behavior could just...
Life is perfect for no one. In a weird way, that should make you feel better. And that's different than misery loves company. But doesn't matter what's in your bank account. Doesn't matter anything else. You know, life gets tough for everybody. Even birds. I actually just thought of something. You should make a progressive 90s grunge rock band called Progressive Birds. It would be a sensation. Has 8 terabytes in it, you know that, right? I don't know what to fill it with. Can you fill it with your holes? I am pissed off I can't play. The only game that I can't play, but it was still a big disappointment, is Halo Infinite. It's not stable. It's not a very well optimized game on PC. Just like Byron Laundry did to Gabby Petito. I don't know that story. I gotta look into that. Maybe we'll watch that. What's even worse is after Watts admitted to his crimes and after sitting in jail for now life, he wishes he had never killed his family. Well, yeah, because it probably, at that point, of course he does, but it's not probably for the right reasons. If he didn't get caught, like, you don't think these people would pull like what Casey Anthony did if their case failed and they were acquitted? He would probably be off in the sunset with whatever his mistress was. These people are monsters, man.
as easily be linked with an innocent man who is understandably concerned and frantic over the disappearance of his family. His very conservant neighbor, however, had the perceptual advantage of knowing Chris on a semi-personal level, and could analyze his kinesics in a far more accurate manner than the police officer.
You just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick. No. Right.
To be completely honest with you, my wife and I were kind of wondering when she was on vacation if something happened, because I've heard them full out screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, and he gets crazy.
Does he? And that's pretty recently?
Yeah. He doesn't look worried. He looks like he's trying to cover his tracks. He's not.
Jesus, yo, the neighbor was on, man. The neighbor was on. He just needs to shave that ponytail off his son. Just give him whitewashed jeans and an anger mullet instead.
Normally quiet, real subdued. He's over here telling you.
Yeah, Far Cry Blood Dragon is good.
He's very. He never talks. So the fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
This was just after the moment he had shown both Chris and the officer his surveillance footage of that same morning, capturing only Chris leaving the house after loading multiple unidentified things into his truck.
Yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling the ear trim. So, unless they pull right here, yeah.
Your foil grim Timmy, your best thing to do is to go speak to somebody, get some kind of, get a mental health checkup, man. Go speak to a therapist, or maybe even a nurse practitioner or a psychiatrist. And I'm not telling you to get on pills, use that as a last resort, but if maybe that'll make you feel better, is to go speak to someone, go to therapy. If that works, great. Then if the last option is maybe getting on some kind of medication, great. But it's better to go speak to somebody than to just hold it in like I'm holding in this fart right now. Not to turn into something lighthearted, but I do have to fart. Oh. But all kidding aside, though, you know, I've done it before. There's no shame in it. I remember this guy, he was big in our state. Was he really? And it's the best thing you could do for yourself, man.
But I would have caught her walking out.
Although not fully incriminating, as Shannon and the kids could have left through the back entrance, this was an extremely detrimental piece of evidence, and would have no doubt been extolled by forensics and made Chris an immediate prime suspect. The following day, Chris, for some bizarre reason, agreed to be interviewed by 2 separate news stations, where he came across as extremely unimpassioned and detached from the alarming nature of the situation.
Like, when I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. Like, she wasn't here. Kids weren't here. I have no idea like where they went. And right now it's, you got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like, they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent. If she wasn't here, like where did she go? Like once I got here, it was like, all right, who can I call? I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, you know, what's going on? Like, if she's vanished, like I want her back so bad. I want those kids back so bad. Right.
He's a really bad actor. Like, I feel like I'm watching a real bad intro to like a mid-90s fucking porn right now. Man, what a piece of shit.
Right now, I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. Last night, I wanted that knock on the door. I wanted to see those kids run in.
It's just, there's no genuine, there's nothing on his face right now. He was just straight up, it's like he's given like a testimonial for a really bad product in an infomercial. This butt plug feels fantastic up my ass. I would give it to my neighbors. I would give it to my dog. I would put it up everyone's ass. Like, what the fuck is this, man?
Just barrel rushed me and just gave me a hug and knocked me on the ground. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I'm hoping that somebody sees something or somebody knows something and comes forward. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see.
This guy is unbelievable.
See everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring it back.
This could have been construed as shock trauma, where a person will turn numb and retreat into themselves as a means of escape. Yet the viewers watching this live from home were probably thinking what we as the retrospective audience already know. He was called in for questioning 4 hours later.
Like, yeah, like, you fake fuck. Get in here now.
Alright, let's do this. Somebody saw something.
Then that means you have to try something different, man. You know, what works for me may not work for you, you know? That's why I don't sit here and, I mean, I talk about it because I take it, but I'm not like, oh, everyone, if they can, if they're of legal age and it's legal in their state, should get medical marijuana, because I don't want to push it because everyone's different. What works for me may not work for someone else. I know other people who they use marijuana. I sound like, use marijuana, but it's true, and it doesn't work for them. Or it has the opposite effect. So everyone is different. But maybe another medication may work for you.
And somebody knows where these kids are. And I keep saying kids, I'm sorry, kids in your life. I know you're going through a lot, so we're not going to keep you here all night. Just tell me exactly what you remember, and I'll take notes about where we can go.
Okay. So this 1:48 a.m.
Let me switch chairs. Because when they come knocking, I gotta use that key.
One of the oldest and most commonly used techniques is for the interrogator to
I know Lacey Peterson, he murdered her, but I don't know the exact story behind it.
Sit between the door and the suspect. This is for the purpose of heightening the feelings of isolation and dependence. It's an indirect subliminal message, letting Chris know that the only way out of that room is through the detective. It's an excellent tool for stripping away confidence, thus increasing the telling signs and body language when information is fabricated.
4 a.m. That's when my alarm goes off for work, and I'm just get dressed, brush my teeth, everything I do upstairs.
Okay.
About 4:15, that's when I get back, slide right into bed next to her, and start having a conversation with her about having the house up for sale, and talking about actually proceeding with the separation.
Okay.
And obviously it gets pretty emotional, like we're talking about, like we felt the disconnection was there, like falling out of love. And trying to stay together, maybe just for the kids' sake, but we're realizing that doing like our homework, it's not, most of the time that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So that's when I got home, I opened the garage door and we went inside the house and looked everywhere, Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, nowhere to be found. Shannon's wedding ring's on her nightstand.
I see that. I didn't forget about the pole.
Her purse is still there. The medicine for the kids is still there. The car seat is still there, and there's no sign of them anywhere.
Okay.
Oh, divorces, especially if there's kids, even if there isn't kids, get very messy and very expensive. Alimony's a motherfucker, man. Oh. Quality advice.
I was just hoping that, I left all the lights on in the house, I was hoping that I'd get enough.
3 divorces? Yo, I'm never getting married, but like, why after one? Just like, I'm not saying if you don't stay with someone for the rest of your life, but why did get married? Like, what's the difference? Like, why even? I don't know, but it's like the American dream. Not even just American dream, but you get my point. Like,
Knock on the door, but
yeah,
nothing happened. Yeah, but nothing happened.
What do you think happened?
At first, I really thought maybe she was just at somebody's house, just decompressing.
Blowing off steam?
Yeah.
But after today, like with the onslaught of all the cars, I mean all the police cars, all the news, all the canine units, it's making me lean the other direction about.
Well, yeah, that's not the solution, Foil Grim to me. You know?
If someone took her, it would have to have been someone she knew. Because there's no sign of anything like being disturbed, broken.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the way I'm leaning now. At first I thought for real she was just decompressing somewhere. I mean, I thought she was safe, even though everything in the house was left there. But now it's just after the day with the news crews and everything, it feels more the other direction, and it's freaking me out.
Yeah, that too.
On that night, I woke that.
And if the person is hesitant to sign a prenup, then don't get married to them. That message was brought to you by Bird Breasts.
That morning, early that morning, I told her like the disconnection it's there, like it's not going away. Like the connection we had in the beginning, it's not there anymore.
Watch your balls.
The love we have is there anymore. Okay. And it's just like I don't feel like. I mean, if we want to stay together for the kids, I'm not sure if that's going to work. Like bringing another.
That's what you told him.
Yeah. Okay. Like having another baby, bringing us in this relationship. Do you think this is going to work with us being together, or separation? I think is going to be the best possible route for us. And that's when like all the crying and everything proceeded, and it was very hard just to talk about that. But I needed to do it face to face.
Okay.
And I needed to see her
when
face.
you have diarrhea of the mouth like this, it's because you're lying and you're like trying to really make sure you sound believable, but you really don't. It's kind of like when people are driving drunk where they drive extra fucking careful, but because they're driving so careful you could tell that they're driving drunk. This is like the verbal equivalent of that. Have you seen the Stream Killers documentary? I haven't. Always, this story scared me because I live close to this story. And it just shows, man, like, this just looks like, he just looks like, you know, this hunk. Just going around finding holes, you know, just normal looking dude you wouldn't think nothing about, you know. And here we are. He's a monster who murdered his kids and wife to go off with a mistress. Like, what the living fuck? You know... People are fucking crazy, man. Yeah. You are porcelain poultry.
Face, like while I did it, I couldn't text, phone, whatever. I needed to be face to face and be able to see her and know that she was gonna be at least reciprocating back to me.
Oh, what did she say?
She said that it was. I mean, it was. She wanted to kind of work on it, but if that's the way I was feeling, then she respects that.
Okay. 1 p.m. I'm now on my way home to check on my family. Is that just because you're worried based on the conversation with Nicole? Had the police contact you by then?
No.
Okay. 2, I arrived. Sorry, go ahead.
But Nicole says she was probably going to call the cops.
Okay. All right. Now, so it sounds like Nicole's pretty worried. More worried than you.
Well, so once she couldn't get anything out of her and nothing was going on in the house, I was like, all right, I gotta go home.
The sharp and sudden change of angle from baseline questioning to direct confrontation would normally make an innocent person refute or at least challenge the statement. There would also be a brief pause, as they would need time to process the allegation due to its perplexity. A guilty individual would already be in a defensive state of mind and would normally respond in a hastily modus. Instead of refuting the remark, they would accept it, but try and explain its actuality in a defensive manner.
But it sounds like Nicole was more worried.
Yeah, because like most of if she doesn't text me, like I understand
That's
that.
interesting.
Sometimes that happens.
Okay.
But for her not to get back to her direct sales group, that was very unorthodox.
Okay. So then they're at home.
Yeah, because if you said something like that to me and I was innocent, or if you were innocent, you'd be like, she was more concerned. Like, what the fuck do you mean she was more concerned, man? I was like, I react different. He was like, no, like, and he like tried to explain it off. That's not the way you should naturally react. Be more natural. I have to urinate, you fucking bird.
Watch your balls fall off.
Police officers there.
Mm-hmm.
Then walk me through that.
So as we go through the house, we're all.
Do you immediately go through the house?
Oh, like I open the garage door and I just go into the house. I'm looking. Like I just go in the garage door and I'm looking.
Is the police officer saying, "Hey, let me talk to you for a minute"?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
What's the vibe like?
I go up there, shake his hand, but I'm like opening the garage door at the same time.
Okay.
And then I go through, and then they're waiting at the front door. I go in, open that up, and then they come in.
Oh, so they didn't go in the garage door with you? Okay.
Well, they went in the garage. They didn't come in the way I did.
All right. So then everybody goes in.
I think that was at, and at 4 o'clock, that's when, because the officer, I went over to the neighbor's house to see if he saw anything, and.
Whose idea was that?
I think it was the officer, because
Okay.
he just went over there. And then that's when the, neighbor called him back over to show him he had some stuff from the other
Like,
night.
if you're guilty like them, you have to know that you're fucked at this point. Like, you have to.
I just show him like whatever he had that put motion on it.
Okay.
Like, you can't really think that you're going to get away with this.
And question them as well. Okay. Have we talked about that? Is that where we're okay?
That's where we're at.
Anything else about that?
No, I mean it just shows Nicole dropping her off, but her not walking up, and it shows me loading my truck up at the time that I told you I left.
Okay. Can we talk about something that's kind of hard to talk about? So when I work investigations like this, I have to keep an open mind on everything. Okay. And part of keeping an open mind is listening to you talk about your wife and your marriage, and the day she goes missing is the day that you guys have marital discord. Okay.
You bought the fat
You
bird
understand
perv.
what I'm
Tell your
thinking
wife
about
thank you.
What do you think about that?
Makes me sick to my stomach.
Tell your
Like,
wife
I
the
know
birds
that
say thank you
I've
too.
talked to a few of my friends, is like, this does not look good on you. I'm like, I know. It's like if people knew that we were having marital issues, they're gonna look at me, especially with the way everything looks. And it honestly just makes me sick to my stomach because this is something that I would never do.
But you actually fucking did.
I know, like, you have to look at every vantage point. This is something I would never do to my kids or my wife at all.
This is what is known as the pause technique. After the suspect answers a question, the interrogator will remain silent while maintaining eye contact. This physical demeanor gives off the subtle cue that he expects more information to be divulged and may already know more than the suspect realizes.
I'm not sure, like, what I could do, like, to make people believe that, just because if they...
I don't know, like, why don't you tell me, like, that you're full of shit, like?
If they knew or have a marital discord, they would automatically look at me. But there's no, I would harm anybody in my family. At all.
I see his forehead's growing bigger because the hairs are full out. It's just like Chris Watts' forehead. It's just like it's fucking turning into fucking Krang. It's turning into fucking Brain from Pinky and the Brain. That fucking head is getting explosive.
I know we were having marital discord, and we had that conversation that morning, and then she goes, we have no idea where she is, or the kids. I promise you that I had nothing to do with any of that.
Are you telling me the truth?
I'm sorry.
Why should I believe you?
A truthful individual will normally respond to this question with a question, such as, "Why are you asking me that?" or "What's going on here?" They will often protest the aggressive nature of the inquisition, or give a short and forceful response.
Because I'm a very trustworthy person, and the people that do know me, they know how I'm...
It's just amazing hearing someone do all this when you know the outcome. Like, holy shit.
a calm person. I am not an argumentative person. I am a person who is never going to be abusive or physical in any kind of relationship.
No, but I will kill my wife and kids, though. That's just a little bit of a fucking asterisk. Who's worse? They're both absolutely monstrous, and they both are hopefully rotting in the 7th layer of hell. Is Sandusky still alive? I know he's in jail if he is.
I would never harm my kids. I would never harm my wife. You can talk, you can talk to any of my friends, any of her friends. They know me. They know I'm a low-key guy that's quiet. I'm not about confrontation. I'm not about anything that elevates to that level. I mean, like, if someone yells at me, screams at me, I just take it and I just try to get it by the wayside and get it back to where it's just a cool conversation to where none of that gets to that height, because I am not that person.
Beal, you can tell he's starting to crack his voice. No, I answered that. That was I believe that was part of the head exploding thing, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But his brain looks like it's pulsating right now because he's trying to think of all these sweet little lies. All these lies, all these sweet little lies. My head is pulsating, head is pulsating.
I'm going to come back in here because I have a lot more questions for you. How you feeling?
It was at this point a turd started to emerge from Chris Watt's ass. A turd, you motherfucking bird! Did you hear the word? It's not December 23rd, but you are a delicious bird. Fuck birds.
Looking at that picture. God.
God, he's such a bad actor. He's trying. It's almost, if it wasn't for what No, it's an absolutely horrible, horrendous thing he did, but he's such a bad fucking actor that it's hilarious. Even in this tragic situation, I'm sorry. Like, he's like Keanu Reeves in 1994 levels of bad. I gotta find him. I gotta find him. I'm really constipated. Wow, this detective is like, yo, can I clock you right the fuck now, put handcuffs on you, and throw you under the prison? You know that's what he's thinking, you fake-ass, monstrous motherfucker.
Celeste, she's Rampage. She's always the one that's gung-ho. She's always the one that's just like...
Yeah, it's like... It's tragedy, but it's comedic to see. You're awful. You're awful at this. Did you really think you were gonna get away with this? Like, he can't even feign emotion. It literally sounds like he's struggling with a bowel movement. It's like, hey, Chris, like, if I'm just calling him, like, say in a different universe and this didn't happen, it'd be like, hey, Chris, what's going on? How are you? You know, he's like, I'm on the toilet right now. I gotta find my turd. Like, he just sounds like he's constipated. Can we all agree that Jimmy Savile is the worst? I don't even know who that is. Time to spark a joint, enjoying these streams. Thank you, Brandon Nash. Like, let's listen to Keanu Reeves from 94 caliber acting over here. Chris Watts. Let's see what else he has to say. Let's see if he sounds like he's going to take a shit again.
She's off. She's either go or sleep.
Holy vocal fucking fry, Batman.
She's always one growling. She's always pretending she's a tiger. Bella, she's the calm, the mothering one. She's the one that's always, are you okay?
Why does he sound like he's giving a eulogy? I'm not even trying. Like, that's what it sounds like. Why are you, like... It's amazing how guilty people think they're good at not sounding guilty. It's incredible, man.
Okay, fine. Okay. She's just the sweetest little girl. She's the one that favors me more, and Celeste is the one that favors Shanann more.
Oh, does it? American Murder on Netflix? I'm fascinated by this, so yeah. Yeah, he can't even feign the fact that he gives a shit. Oh, Ted Bundy is a fucking... He was a sadistic fuck.
She likes long dresses.
And he's trying to, like, blame it all on porn, too. Should have said, looking for laxatives, I'm constipated. All right, let's go on to the next part. Let's gonna just start the next part for me. Thank you, JCS. You're a good man. He has a great beard, JCS. I've seen, like, he has a secondary channel. The man has an amazing beard.
Use a weapon, like gun
but he
or
doesn't.
knife. I mean,
oh.
You could.
The guiltier this man becomes, the bigger his fucking forehead becomes. It's like Pinocchio, except when he lies, his forehead just starts throbbing. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, why were you in the middle of this shit? I gotta rewind it. Oops. Oh, because I watched this before. on this episode of Men Staring at Paper.
I'm gonna find them, right?
Need your help. When we find the guy who took him, what do you think we should do?
This is what is known as a behavior-provoking question. An innocent person will usually give what is known as a draconian response. They will immediately respond with the harshest sentence possible for the crime they are falsely being accused of committing. A deceptive individual will often give an equivocating response. This means that they will fragmentize and divert from the question to a certain degree, as a means to avoid responding to the query in its entirety.
They're gonna come home safe, correct? When you find the guy.
When we find the guy, they're gonna come home.
Life in prison would be that's what I would think with 2 kids that are involved.
What if he hurt them?
I think you should let him off so he could go fuck his mistress and stop sounding constipated. He's so awful. He's so awful. Not only is he an awful fucking monster, he's an awful actor. Like he's literally like porn star caliber acting right now. This detective is like this piece of shit. Oh my god, he is so fucking guilty. If his forehead gets any bigger, I'm gonna have to move back from my screen.
I'm not sure if like that penalty is even used. Is it used in Colorado? I'm not even sure. What is the death penalty? Okay. I mean, like, if these kids are not alive, like, there's nothing you could do to cope.
Detachment. That's interesting. Freudian slips are very strange. Not porn stars are better actors. Oh my god.
With that, to make me cope with that, if those kids are not okay.
If not my kids, if those kids.
Okay. Can we keep talking about some complicated things?
Sure.
Some things that are going to make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. You've done very good in talking to me about this really hard conversation you guys had. Okay? Very good. That's sometimes hard. And I understand why sometimes someone in your position says, doesn't want to tell me about that. Because please go help me find my kids, and you don't need to know about my marriage argument, okay? So I got to say, you've done very good at that, and I need you to keep doing that. So I need to ask you about your marriage and infidelity.
Sure.
Okay, tell me about it.
I have never cheated on my wife.
Okay.
And I fully suspect.
Holy shit. This guy hasn't sold. This guy hasn't sold. This guy hasn't sold. You are an awful bird. You're an awful bird. Horrible, 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 horrible bird. 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 Now go lay a turd.
She has never done that to me.
Oh, okay.
The interrogator was already aware that Chris was cheating on his wife with a woman by the name of Nicole Kessinger. He had handed over his phone earlier on this interview for what he thought was for the purpose of going through his and his wife's mutual contacts to look for potential suspects. Judging by Chris's bold-faced denial, it's safe to assume he deleted all of his correspondence with Nicole beforehand. Yet he was most likely unaware that the FBI have programs that can recover every single piece of digital exchange sent from a device, even long after it's deleted.
Highly trained investigator.
That's just what I'm laughing about, partially. And I'm just thinking of his big ass forehead again. Is why are people so fucking worried About, did I spit all over the eye of Neo? Why are people so fucking worried about, like, people getting injected with tracking devices? They have everything. If you're texting from your phone, if you're sending dick pics, there is someone at the NSA right now that has seen your cock. That has seen your cock. Like, it's over, son. It's been over. It's been a wrap. Big Brother's been here. Bill Gates does not want to butt fuck you. He does not want to butt fuck you.
Good.
No fucking pressure, though. No pressure.
Whoa!
No pressure. What is going on here? I hear something coming in. Fanboy. Hold on. I have to open up my hole. Hopefully I'm not falling into a trap here. Let's see. Recent events. A troll trap. I think it's a real strength of the internet, and you're a fantastic and personal interviewer. Been loving your content. Thank you. Yeah, something's gonna happen, but I've been talking to my editor about it. Shigeru Miyamoto has become a member. Are you excited that Shigeru Miyamoto is now a member, Bird? I may have corn in my ass for you.
To get her over here, right? I see pictures of you from a few years ago, and I see you standing before me now. Okay.
And now your forehead is much larger. Yo, I can't, man. And look, I'll be the first to admit, I know I'm no motherfucking looker, okay? I have plenty of physical fucking flaws. I know, but his forehead is exceptional. I know it's partially a receding hairline, but dude, I have no hairline, and my forehead is not rocking like that. He's gonna try to headbutt his way out of his fucking jail cell.
Yeah, you've gotten pretty fit. Yeah. You can imagine when guys start cheating or want to cheat, that's what happens. Yes. So tell me about it.
I did not cheat on my wife.
Okay.
Except I totally fucking did.
What do I do to help you walk out of this room and not look like the person who's responsible?
You have to trust me. I had nothing to do with this act of like evil cruelty, whatever has happened here.
Oops! What evil cruelty, Shigeru Miyamoto? It should have said looking for laxatives or constipated. That's why, like, yo, he has vocal fry for days, man. Why does everything sound like this? Oh my god, maybe that's why his forehead's so swollen, because he always sounds so fucking constipated. Holding back all those words, man, just makes that forehead swollen.
Because my love for these two girls and my wife, like, I don't want anything to happen to them. I've never wanted anything to happen to them. No matter if me and my wife separate or not, or divorce or anything, I never wish harm on anybody, on a human being in general.
Okay.
Like, just seeing that picture, like, I need them, I want them just to run through that front door and just grab me, or just just tackle me, knock me to the floor, bust my head up, I don't care. The amount of love I have for my family is exponential, and it's never gonna die. And I want them back.
Oh, what a fake fucking piece of shit asshole, man. Miles are just throwing. And then when I go upstairs after my kids and wife came back home, which I know they're not going to because I fucking murdered them, I lay on the floor and put peanut butter on my balls, and my dog, whose name's Samson, comes and licks it off, and it's like, Well, you know it's not gonna happen, so just stop fucking making up your terrible story with porn star caliber acting.
I have to have them back.
I have to.
When you walk out of this room, there's nothing I can say to a room full of police officers that's going to convince them that you have nothing to do with this.
I know.
You know what they think.
I know all that. Yeah.
Here's a guy who didn't call 911, who woke his wife up at a ridiculous hour because he was so guilty about something that he had to get it off his chest and say, I don't love you anymore, I'm leaving you. That didn't go well.
The forehead expands even more. Yo, his forehead is going off the charts. Oh, Chris Watts. Oh my god, man, I'm out of my mind right now.
Okay, so what happened?
She told me she wanted me to wake her up before I left. That's why I didn't just wake her up, like, just to tell her this. Like, I woke her up. That's what she wanted to do, and we talked. Like, usually at 4 a.m. I wake up, I go down and work out.
There's a reason it's called a widow's speak. You get a pause and an applause for that. This man's forehead is going to need its own zip code by the time he's done lying.
I wanted to talk to her about this.
And the beauty of it is I could be assholes. Like, oh, Rich, you're bullying a murderer of his wife and 2 children. How dare you? Like, is anyone going to defend this guy? Rich, stop making fun of his forehead. He may be an evil murderer who's a sadistic and sociopathic liar. But leave the man's forehead alone, damn it. No, the psychopathic Bonk's adventure with a beard, I'm gonna roast the fuck out of him. Birds.
I love these girls. I love these girls so much. And this...
I love these girls. Oh my god, I'm trying to sound really passionate right now and I suck at it. I love these girls. Or I'm having a bowel, or I'm pushing on having a bowel movement. Oh, and I'm struggling. I should have had a laxative. I love these girls. Oh man. Do you, Chris? Do you really? Do you really?
Picture right here. Celeste and Bella. Those are my life. I helped make those kids. There's nothing in my life that means more to me than these kids.
Not than my kids, these kids.
Nothing. Kids, that's your life. That's your lifeline. That's everything. Like, you make kids, they come first before anything. Kids, spouse, family. That's what it's always been.
That was a lie. Dude, it's like, look, man, it's like actually bulging out a little bit on the sides, man. The brain is expanding from all these lies. He's gonna have smoke come out of his fucking ears soon.
Nothing you've told me tonight makes sense. Nothing you've told me tonight feels like the truth. Can we start over?
Sure.
Tonight's been pretty intense, I can imagine.
He's the forehead Pinocchio.
I've slept like 2 hours last night, so I'm like running on empty right now, but
I can see it. So why don't I do this? I'm sure you don't mind if we take a break for the night. And I'm sure that you are feeling some of the pressure from me. Okay? I'm going to commit to you that we're not going to stop working until we find them.
Okay.
Okay? And I want to commit to you that there is going to come a time when you're going to feel this pressure from other people. I'm not the only one who thinks that there's a possibility you have something to do with this.
Like another FBI agent, like pressure, or like just like
everyone.
Okay.
Everyone, Chris.
Okay.
The interrogator is clearly receptive to Chris's anxiety and endeavors to amplify this emotion before ending the interview. He wants to inflate Chris's apprehension as much as possible for the looming polygraph test that approaches the following day.
Tonight when you go home, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to pass out because you're so tired, okay? And that's probably not going to be what happens. Your head's going to go race, okay? So tonight when you lay down and your head starts racing, there's going to be things that come to your mind, okay?
I'm sure, Foil Grim Timmy, I can relate.
It's very natural.
Nothing to apologize
for.
for.
Why he asked me that, okay? You're going to say, screw him, how dare he accuse me, okay? You're going to say, I wonder if they've thought of this, okay? And then you're going to say, I probably should have told him something, or this, or that, okay? Those are the most common things. When those thoughts come to your head, I want you to call me. And those are beautiful kids. Those kids have a good dad, and I know it.
This is a picture of someone.
My forehead's hitting the ground.
The following discourse from the officer could be construed as the reframing technique, where an interrogator will
Damn, the new LA Noir looks like hot garbage.
try and shift the suspect's view of themselves from
My jaw's hitting the
positive
ground
as a means to lightening the iniquity of their crimes and increasing the chances of a confession.
Again, I don't know precisely how the law works, and I'm sure it's different from state to state or whatever, but I'm surprised they even let him go home. At this point, he's... I guess they didn't have enough, but it's just strange.
However, this is more likely what is known as passive accusation, where the interrogator is almost certain of the suspect's guilt and indirectly accuses and in some manner indignifies the suspect. This is made evident by the high praises the officer gives to Chris for extremely trivial deeds.
A lot of dads don't get second pairs of clothes and cook eggs and give them snacks at night. You know, a lot of men, that's woman's work, right?
I like to get involved.
But you're not that kind of guy, okay? So
yeah, you cook them eggs. You turn on. No one turns on those lights. It switches better than you, Chris. Hey, Chris, could you turn on that light switch for me? Sure. Dad of the year. Great forehead. Man has a wonderful forehead. You're a bird.
Can we say that tomorrow at 11 o'clock?
Sure.
We can do a polygraph?
Here.
Here. I appreciate you coming in tonight. All right, give me a few seconds.
That's just so strange.
Did we jam yesterday?
No, okay. You always jam.
Like, because couldn't he have bailed? I mean, I'm sure they would have found him, obviously, but people are desperate enough, man, if they think they need to be on a run.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Sit on this?
Yep, I know. I'll explain with that here in a little bit, but you don't have to worry. It's not on or anything right now. It's not gonna buzz you or anything. Obviously, you're probably nervous about taking today's test. Honestly, I would think something is wrong with you if you weren't nervous about coming in here to take a polygraph. Even if people are like, I don't have anything to hide, it is nerve-wracking. And I have taken tons of polygraphs. Obviously, in my training, I went to 10 weeks for training. I've been a polygrapher for about 5 years. I went to the best school in the country, so I want you to have confidence in the fact that if you had nothing to do with this disappearance, like, we're going to find that out today, okay? I have the best training that they offer in the United States. We use the most validated testing. That's the way I'm going to ask you the questions, so believe me, if you had nothing to do with this, I will be able to show them that today.
This is psychological pressure disguised as reassurance. It's not a routine procedure during the pre-test phase of a polygraph exam, yet this technique will be used when the suspect's guilt is almost conclusive. Polygraphs are not a foolproof system, and they can be beaten, but with...
No, dude, he's a sociopath, man. No remorse.
A heightened state of anxiety, it becomes considerably more challenging and unlikely. On this occasion, the polygrapher distinctly applies this technique for maximal effect.
There's actually only 2 ways you can fail a polygraph, okay? The first way would be if you fail to follow my instructions. I'm going to give you a lot of instructions today about how to sit still, how to answer questions, things like that. So if you fail to follow those instructions, you will not pass today's test, okay? The second way would be if you choose to lie to me today. You know, if you did have something to do with their disappearance, it would be really stupid for you to come in and take a polygraph today.
Exactly.
Right? Like, it would be really dumb. Like, you should not be here right now sitting in this chair if you had anything to do with Shanann and the little girl's disappearance, okay?
Because if you did, you're fucked.
But yeah, everything flourished from there. Like in 2011, I proposed to her over in Ocean Isle Beach. And she was sitting there crying with a little picture notice, and she recorded it. It was an amazing day to just see that. And then she left. I was there. Like, she had a midwife for this one, so like they actually had me like, "Oh, you can stand here and like, you know, catch her." And like, but Celeste came out like so fast that like I barely had a chance to go like this, and they moved me out of the way because she just like came out.
The polygrapher will also obtain the examinee's version of the facts regarding the specific issues under investigation.
I was just hoping that I would get that knock on the door or a phone call or a text. I mean, her phone, they have her phone, like hopefully maybe it's a number I don't know. Hopefully it's like, you know, like a burner phone or some kind of like phone she bought, and she could just text me and call me like, "Hey, I'm okay." Something. Or just get a knock on the door and then the kids just run in. I miss like the kids like sitting at the dinner table and like having to tell them to eat their dinner. And, like, I miss them throwing the chicken nuggets at me. Like, I just want to find them. I want them to come home safe, like wherever they are.
Talking way too much. Try to convince.
I really hope they can just come home.
Unnecessary.
It makes me feel like, all right, maybe somebody has her that's not keeping her safe, or something terrible has happened. And that's the nightmare.
Balls, yes.
And what would that terrible thing be?
Watch your balls.
Somebody hurt them.
Chris recounts a brief...
Hold on.
...summary of the events and states multiple vague possibilities.
Sounded like a super move from Street Fighter.
The polygrapher then starts to elect specific timelines for Chris to give his account on.
You said the next thing you know is her getting into bed with you. Is that right?
I felt her get into bed. We didn't say anything because I just kind of felt it.
Okay. Do you know if she was on her phone or like how any of that works?
I don't think she was on her phone.
Was she mad at all?
I mean, crying like she was, crying like I was. I mean, yeah, I mean, she was upset. But I mean, it comes with that kind of conversation.
In the next moments, you will see another subterfuge of psychological pressure, this time disguised as routine questioning procedure.
I know it's totally awful to think about, but what are ways, because I need to make sure that you know what I'm talking about, what are ways that you can make someone disappear?
I mean, like, if you're talking about like what I've seen like on the movies, or like how people, if you read about other people. I mean,
yes.
Hire somebody.
Like this, you mean? They're fucked up.
Like a hitman?
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Nope, that's what I want. That's what I want, because I want you to go through all of these scenarios in your head, because I want you to know for sure what I'm talking about when I say that, you know, asking you if you physically caused her disappearance.
Okay, like you would hire somebody, or you have somebody you know that would do it. I mean, it's like, it's hard. It's a hard question.
I know this stuff.
It's a hard question to answer.
Right.
Because it had nothing to do with this disappearance.
Right.
But like, I don't even want to think about like if you're asking me like how I would do it, like
No, anyone. Like how would anyone cause someone else's disappearance?
I mean, you would. I said like
You could cause someone's disappearance by murdering them.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
So what different physical ways could you cause someone's disappearance through murder? You could stab someone,
Stab
right?
someone, shoot someone, hit them with a blunt object. What else is there? I mean, use a weapon like gun or a knife. I mean,
okay.
You could
intimidate them with my forehead.
You could smother someone.
smother someone,
You could strangle someone.
hang someone. I mean, yeah, you can, all that kind of things. I mean, it's hard to even think about that kind of stuff, right?
Yes. We're gonna get a bunch of farts, Bird.
You blew it.
Bird, you blew it.
No.
So you could strangle someone, you could drown someone,
Yeah.
you could shock someone to death, you could burn someone alive. What other ways can you think of?
As far as like lure them into a trap, I guess.
What do you mean? What?
Like, you know, like have somebody waiting like around the corner and like.
I never set him up. I gotta set up that new
They're in a
bird.
coma.
Sure.
That is a bird.
So if I ask you that question on the test, Chris, are you gonna have any issue with that? About you
Like-
physically
like
causing
going through every
someone's
single one of
disappearance?
those?
Yeah, like that would be a way you could cause someone's disappearance.
It was at this moment that Chris Watt's butthole completely puckered. The back of my head is used like a hammer. 10,000 farts? What is 10? I'm out of control tonight, and so are the birds. Rapid snorts? Sure.
You blew it.
Okay. No, I can definitely like I can.
You could murder them, you could kidnap them, you could take them to another country, you could, bury them in your backyard. You could do a million things.
Yeah.
As far as trying to conceal them.
Yeah.
Right? So that no one can find them.
Yes.
Because at this point, she's gone. So when I ask you the question on the test, I'm not asking you about guilt. I'm not asking you about, did you make her feel so horrible that she ended up leaving? I'm saying that you were the one that physically caused her to disappear.
Okay.
Either by murder, kidnapping, all of those other things that we went through, okay?
You want me to list? You want me to list all those? Like.
No.
Oh,
You're just
okay.
going to say no to that question.
Okay.
When I ask you if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance,
Okay.
your answer should be what?
No.
Right. So do you have any issues with that at all, and
No.
have any question about what I would mean when I was
No,
would be
that's
asking
total.
that
Like
question?
I just like going through all those. That's
Right.
a lot to really think about.
Right.
Like
But that's-
trying to figure out like, that was.
I'm going to have you take a bathroom break. We've been in here quite a while. You're going to be taking what's called a directed lie polygraph. So what that means is there are going to be questions on the test where I want you to lie. I know it seems kind of weird, but you're going to know which questions these are, and they're going to be easy to answer. They're all going to start with before 2018.
The directed lie test has 3 types of questions. Known truth questions. These are easy questions to answer, such as, are you sitting down? Or, are you wearing shoes? They serve 2 purposes. The first purpose is to...
Is your forehead pulsating?
provide a baseline reading for when the subject is telling the truth, and should elicit very little bodily responses. The second purpose is to disconnect the examinee's thought patterns between each question as a means for resetting their cerebration for a more accurate reading. Control questions. These are what the polygrapher just explained to Chris. Whenever she says, "before 2018," at the start of a question, Chris will know he is purposely supposed to lie. Each of these questions are deliberately constructed that all answers will be responded with no. Relevant questions. These relate specifically to the crime being investigated, and the examinee will know that they are supposed to respond truthfully. A guilty subject will show a much stronger reaction to the relevant questions than to the control questions, even though they will be lying on both of them. This is due to the immediate threat posed by the relevant questions.
So I'm going to say before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about? And you're going to say,
No.
because you're telling a
lie.
Awesome. The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. Okay, you can relax. How'd you feel?
This is the last time the polygrapher will have any correspondence with Chris before the real test begins. She gives him an initial compliment in a reassuring tone.
You did great. You remembered to lie and everything. That was awesome.
This momentary boost in his confidence is then abruptly ripped away as he receives the following information.
So, you obviously are a really bad liar. Have people told you that before, like to say?
Oh yeah, so if you're lying, we're gonna really fucking know.
You tell a lie, like they can tell, like on your face that, because the second you lied to the number 3, like I don't know if you heard me clicking, but I had like turned down the sensitivity because you were starting to go off the page. So that is what I need to see as a polygrapher, because that tells me that you know it's wrong to tell a lie, and you're actually having a significant reaction when you lie. So that is awesome. So thank you for being a wrong liar. No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We don't want to be
I don't know, man. A lot going on in that fucking forehead, though.
good liars. So thank you for being a horrible liar. And that just shows me that, you know, obviously on the test when they're asking, you know, significant stuff about your wife, if you're lying to that, it's going to be even 10 times more amplified. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much, more than you know. So that was.
It was at this point that a turd violently released from Chris Watt's ass.
Was awesome. And the coolest thing about this is right now, there's only one person in this room that knows what the truth is.
You see black brown splatter behind him?
And in about 5 minutes, there's going to be 2 of us. So that's the coolest part, okay? And then I can go share that with them out there. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Do you understand I will only ask you the questions we have discussed?
Yes.
Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Did you physically
Yeah, that's how they're
cause
trained,
Shanann's
Michael, yeah.
No.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
That's also what's going on, JC.
Are you now in the state of Colorado? Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
I give you
my
this.
hairy ass.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. All right, how'd you feel? Same with all of it?
I think it was the same to everything.
For ya. We'll be right back.
Okay.
I did forget part of it, didn't I? So I brought Graham in here because we want to talk to you about the results, okay?
Sure.
So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to talk about what actually happened. I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I'm
Chris,
not.
stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
Jesus. Oh, this guy's a piece of work. All right, let's continue. I'm a man.
Shanann killed her daughter.
I did not hurt these girls.
Are you okay with the public knowing that Shanann?
Yes, because I did not hurt these girls.
2 farts.
I'm not sure what to do.
Watch your balls. Watch your balls.
Don't get
Gave you
mad.
blood.
But what it looks like is that you found a new life, and the only way to get that new life was to get rid of the old life. And I think that you killed these girls before their mom came home, and then killed Shanann. And that's what we're kind of left, that's what we have to believe, because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, to her point, if I walked in and my kid was decapitated, I'd call an ambulance, right? So
Knowing there's no hope.
it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. So either you're this monster who says, I just want this young, hot girlfriend, so I'm going to kill everyone and hope it works out, or something. So I think we're very, very close to the truth, but not quite there yet. So if you're not that monster,
I'm not a monster.
so what's going to happen when their cause of death comes back to you? Or the girl's not going to.
I'm not a monster, but I actually am. And you're a bird. Oh, I'm in the middle of the video? Oops. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I'm not being stupid. I didn't realize I watched it.
I promise.
Chris,
I'm
Chris,
not.
stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach. And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I can tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this.
This is a technique known as social exchange, an interpersonal persuasion strategy in which the interrogator provides the suspect with a psychological reward in return for the information they need. In this case, she's trying to convince Chris that the alleviation of mental weight is a worthy trade for a confession. She does this in a manner that protects his self-esteem by giving him appreciative reinforcements.
And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today. And you knew I was going to find out, because I told you that. And then you continued to stay, knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what? I just need to get this off my chest.
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now, like, I did not.
It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph, so I know you were being deceptive. So that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste.
The following tactic is called the futility technique, a building block to induce a sense in a suspect that any resistance on behalf of their cause is futile due to the overwhelming evidence against them. This was obviously not the case, as polygraphs are not admissible evidence, and Chris was in fact still free to leave at this point.
That's the issue right now.
Great.
Okay.
That's so
let's talk
weird.
about that. I know you want to tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is going to do nothing for you.
I know this. Like,
Okay.
I'm not, like, trying to, like, cover things up, like...
Yeah, but you kind of are, because it's normal.
This is no longer an interview to collect information. The steps of asking questions and receiving answers is over, and the interrogators are now in the process of leading the suspect into a state of mental exhaustion. The detectives will attentively watch for denials and stop them before they can be voiced. Letting the suspect deny his guilt will only increase his confidence and prolong his cerebral stamina.
Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about, I didn't do anything. That's normal. I would expect that. That's a natural reaction that someone's going to initially lie about something like that and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything continue. Like, I want them back home, like...
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
But you know they're not.
Chris, Tammy and I are confused. Okay? And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight.
Yeah.
I told you that we've got a lot of leads. Okay? That wasn't a lie. We know a lot more than you think we do. Okay?
The dossier technique is a variant of the futility technique, the only difference being that the detectives are far more cryptic and often deceptive about the evidence they have. This will hint at things in a vague manner for the purpose of escalating a suspect's uncertainty.
Where are they?
I don't know where they're at. Honestly, I do not know where they are at.
The pause technique. The stare at the fucking bird in disapproval technique. Eat corn out of my ass. Fly, bird. They're telling you to fly. Liar. We're listening to birds on my stream right now, editor. We're listening to birds on my stream, and the birds are saying we are feathered cocks. Feathered cocks, Mr. Editor. Thank you for letting me know that the Aya Neo video is 85% done. But you're 100% man. Thank you. That's my editor, everyone. All right. Stop it, birds. I sound like the guy from Kung Fu for the NES.
If I could have my babies back home right now, I would. I want them back. I want everybody back. That is the God's honest truth.
Although the detective...
That is the God's honest fucking lie. Oh my God, he is the worst actor ever. Holy fuck. He's at like generic white male levels. What? No way. You know what? I don't want this cookie anymore. Yo, I can watch the generic white male To Catch a Predator segment over and over and over again and just never get sick of it. What? No way. Oh, these are all baked.
detectives want to intensify Chris's psychological stress levels. They do not want him to become reactively agitated, as this could lead him to objecting and resisting every step of the way, and the interrogation will never get off the ground. It also significantly increases the chances of him requesting legal counsel and ending the interrogation outright. This elicits the interrogator to change approach and utilize what is known as the ego-up technique, where the detective will build on the self-respect of the suspect through positive reinforcement.
It is very surprising to me, and it warms my heart that you're the type of dad who can pack a bag in the morning. And you know just what to put in there. You know just what to put in there as a backup in case they have an accident. Okay? You know what the clothes to put in there. You know what they have for breakfast. You know what they have for a snack and a dinner and a nighttime snack. You can tell me the book you read to your daughters. Okay?
Oh, we did watch this before. We did watch this before. Whoever said that before, I'm fucking wrong and you're fucking right. We've already experienced Captain Forehead in 4K. God damn it. Phil, you were right. Because I remember I was going to make the same fucking joke about the books. Oh. Gotta use the bathroom. I have to pee. Delicious. Beautiful birds, man. Delicious, beautiful birds. Beautiful, beautiful, luscious birds. Fuck birds.
But you weren't here today lying about something else. So we need to talk about that, okay? I cheated on her. I know. And this is very good.
I saw her, took my breath away, and I'd never thought in a million years that could happen. I never felt that way about anybody.
I saw her, it took my breath away, aka she made my penis really fucking erect. Shut the fuck up, man.
Anybody in my lifetime. I'm not proud of it. She accused me of it. I denied it. I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. Like, she was pregnant, and it was, I don't want to, I didn't hurt her.
You're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth, because you're a truth teller. I don't think this girl did anything to hurt anybody. When you leave her out of it, okay, get back to your wife and your daughters.
Okay.
Where are they?
That I do not know. That was what I was holding back. Like, I didn't know, like, what I did. I know.
Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity. You were asked about...
I was holding back from last night.
That's not why you failed today.
not how that works.
Here's the challenge that we have. We knew about Mickey, and so we didn't need that.
I just can't stop watching his forehead. His forehead is literally making my jaw hit the ground.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
His forehead.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
His forehead.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
Your forehead.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
My forehead.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
Please fucking clap, man.
To ask you about her in the polygraph. We just didn't need to, because we knew, okay? And so that's why we didn't ask you, because we already knew the answer, okay? We're very, very worried about your daughters and your wife. I am too. This should have been the happiest time of your marriage. Okay? You and Shanann. This should have been the happiest time. She's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money. You both have a job. You have beautiful kids. You have a beautiful house. You're in Colorado. Clean air, good people. Okay? And on top of that, you look pretty good now. You're pretty fit. Okay? This should have been a time in your marriage where you guys were happy and thriving and productive. Okay? And I believe that Shanann's the reason none of that happened.
This is called the how and why solution, a technique that allows the suspect to...
What is him? You're pretty fit. You were slaying all the ladies, exploring their holes, you fit, muscular man. Like, what? Oh.
to admit a lesser act and blame the victims, while at the same time minimizing the crime and motivations of his actions.
I believe that she's a controlling person.
Yeah, someone said that. Chris Watson, no, 480p would be a compliment. This shit's like YouTube 2005 quality. So, it just sounded catchy, so fuck off. Yeah, the video quality is nowhere near 4K, but this bird has a great ass. The birds are the most powerful birds on the planet. Tell your dad about them.
She doesn't listen to you as much as she should. I think that she can do whatever she wants and you can. Okay? I think if you were to go to a restaurant, she would order whatever the hell she wants. And as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, "Whoa, buddy."
For UPS?
I think that she started on the path to leave the marriage. Okay?
APC is the brand that I use. So if you're man, that's a brand that you'll choose. APC, if you have a surge, you won't be making the news.
Even though she is that type of person.
JC Chapman, thank you for becoming a member.
Does what she wants.
Membered.
Is walking away from her kids. Here you are defending her. Because to your core, you want to take care of the people you love.
And on this exciting episode, of Men with Vocal Fry. We know that you're guilty, Chris. I swear that I'm not. I know you're guilty, Chris. I swear I'm not. We know you're guilty. I just gave you the fucking polygraph, so shut the fuck up, okay? Yeah, but I swear I'm not guilty. I would totally love to kiss my kids, even though I killed them.
And that's the reason why
my hemorrhoids hitting the ground.
An opportunity today to just help us find them. Okay, Chris, right now your dad's outside. He flew across the country to help you. Okay.
Your dad thinks you're a piece of shit. You're gonna lie to your dad? Are you gonna lie to your dad, Chris?
You're lied to everyone you talk to. And they all bought it.
No. I know this may be a technique, but literally 0 people in the chat bought anything this fuck said. I've seen better acting in porn that I've jerked off to than seen anything coming out of this man's mouth. No pun intended. Oh, man.
Will you please help us find your babies? I want to find them. I've told you over and over, I want to find them.
You sounded like Trump on Quaaludes with your voice. I do not use drugs, I just masturbate profusely.
Completely gone off the face of the earth. I promise you, I have nothing on my hands that I did nothing to those kids or her.
What a piece of
As the
garbage.
interrogation goes on, the constant and relentless psychological pressure essentially puts Chris at the edge of his ability to function cognitively. It's a slow and methodical process of breaking down his resistance while maintaining a balance of pugnacious and reassuring psychological techniques.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying together, and you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here. Not one. And help me understand that, because I don't get it. These are your baby girls, and you have not shed one tear.
But I really, really, really tried. I even shoved my own finger up my ass and wrapped it in sandpaper to feel pain, to shed a tear, but I suck too much at acting that pain doesn't even help. Maybe if I fist myself, I'll finally shed a fucking tear. Yeah. Oh, I am so sad. Wait, here's me looking sad. Do you believe me now?
Over them not being around. Chris,
Why are you
I
lying,
lose my
Steven?
4-year-old in the store for 10 seconds and I start to go panic. Panic. I have not seen any of that from you at all. Help me understand that.
I love those girls. I would never do any just because I haven't.
Now you're gonna cry. Now you're gonna cry. Now you Al Pacino, you are not. Now you're gonna whip out the fucking tears. Where are you gonna squeeze them from? And how's that? Did you get the whole fist up there to finally make tears come out of those glands in your eyes? Is that why your forehead's swollen? Are the tears coming? Are the tears gonna relieve the pressure? Christopher fucking Watts.
I shed a tear.
Now you're shedding a tear?
Yeah, no, that's weird. Is that weird?
Don't.
Sniffles on you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. He sniffled. Oh, boo-hoo. Now I'm sad. You told me. Oh, shit, fuck. Yeah, that's right. I'm a sociopath. I didn't even think of that. I don't know how, normal humans react. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want that crying thing that you, humans do? Here's a sniff. Here's a sniff for you. I'm sad. Oh, you are such a fucking turd that I step on. That was released from my little chihuahua's ass. And that's a compliment to you and a disrespect to that turd. The turd is above you. Rich, you like to blow bubbles? Does that stand for something else? Because that sounds really disturbing. I like to blow bird bubbles. There, look, there's a bird.
Look into that I don't love my
Well,
kids, I
tell
love
me,
my wife.
explain to me. You're crying with your wife that you're leaving her,
Yeah.
but You don't cry that your two little baby girls.
I'm hoping they're still around. I'm hoping they're still somewhere.
In the next moments, you will see step 7 of the Reed interrogation technique known as the alternative question, where the suspect is given an alternative and far more morally acceptable choice for what happened.
This guy.
Did Shanann do something to them?
No, I don't know.
I'm serious.
I have no clue.
No, you would have known. They didn't leave the house. Did Shanann do something to them, and then did you feel like you had to do something to Shanann?
Yeah, Rich, do you like to blow bubbles? I feel like is that like code for, hey Rich, do you like to eat ass? No, I don't like to blow bubbles. I do not want to blow bubbles.
They were at the house when I left. They were there.
They weren't there. They didn't leave. They vanished.
They were
The
there.
only way they could have left is in your truck.
Did Shanann do something?
Something happened in the house that you know about. We know that something happened to all 3 of them. But I want to know, did something happen to these baby girls first that you had to take into your own hands and deal with?
You had to clean it up for Shanann.
Chris, you gotta tell us. There's something that happened to these baby girls. Look at them.
I know. Before you came in, I was watching videos.
We have no doubt you love these girls with all of your heart. I have no doubt. But we make mistakes.
That's okay.
It's what we do with those mistakes that make us who we are.
Chris, it seems like you're thinking about it right now. What are you thinking about?
She couldn't have.
I feel like you cleaned up for her. I feel like that's the type of guy that you are.
Chris, this is a weight that's going to be on you for the rest of your life until we resolve it tonight. Unless we can talk about this more tonight, it's going to follow you forever. I promise you, when you start talking to us, you will feel better.
Chris, we're giving you a lifeline right now. You need to take it. You need to reach out and take it. Chris, you took them out of the house with their blankets and their animals. That's because you cared. That's what a caring dad does. And you either cleaned up after Shanann or you made the mistake, and I want to believe that maybe Shanann did it and you felt compelled to fix this so Shanann didn't look bad. That's what I want to believe. But I don't know, you're not telling me that, so it makes me think the worst. Like, did you do that to all 3 of them?
I did not do anything to these kids. Not do anything.
What did Shanann do to them? Tell us, Chris. Chicks are crazy.
Can I talk to my dad or something?
Absolutely.
Come.
Do you want to bring him in here?
No, I just can't talk to my dad. Like, flew across the country.
Chris, how about this? If we brought your dad in here, would you please tell him what happened?
You need to realize that your dad is not going to stop loving you no matter what you tell him. You are his child, and he will not stop loving you.
There.
Ever.
And this is not the last chapter in anyone's story at all. Okay. Hey Chris, we're going to let you have however much time you need, okay?
Sure. You gonna leave us in there or no?
Yes.
Okay. This polygraph. There's
Too much emotions.
Anything else you want to tell me? What's going on? What happened?
when we had that conversation, that more, you know, it was emotional and told her about separation and everything like that.
Smell it. Or choke. I didn't hear.
And he did all of it.
They're gone. I'm not talking about separation, but about well, I don't know like what else to say, but yeah. I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I don't think anything.
So he's trying to soften the blow to make it like the wife killed the kids. Even though he killed all of them. Unreal.
Range.
Okay.
Less than 10 seconds after the mention of the word lawyer, the detectives re-enter the room and immediately reinforce Chris with non-verbal empathic communication. They immediately divert Chris's attention from the well-informed advice of his father to their own appreciative reception of his contemporary admittance.
Chris, help us work through this with you, okay? Will you tell us what you told your dad?
Close the poll, yeah. That is true.
Freaked out. I ran in there, got on top of her.
What'd you do?
Blue. Pulled my babies. I don't know what I did.
What happened?
In there.
What an awful human being.
Although not the full avowal they are pursuing, Chris has still confessed partly to the crimes, and they now have one foot in the door. He is no longer free to leave. The interrogation now returns to a non-suggestive process, where the detectives will collect further information, where they will not contaminate with excessive or direct input.
I have no idea what's I'm shaking. Both my kids are blue. They're gone. So horrible for what I did.
Just a hard part. You left to tell us where we're at.
I think he's mad at cold. That first location I went to that day. I don't know what to do.
I know.
I didn't know what to do. Like none of this made sense. Why would she hit my fucking girls? I'm sorry. I know.
I know you came in today to do the right thing.
And he tried to canonize himself by trying to make his wife into a monster when she didn't do anything.
Did Shanann fight back at all? When you did that?
The rage that I had after seeing that night. Not much. I didn't know what else to do.
I know, so come over to kids. I know.
I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared.
I know.
It's like my wife just did this, and I just did that. What do I do?
Right.
You were in a tough spot. I mean, what can you do, right?
I think your body just kind of takes over and...
What's gonna happen? We're gonna help them get out of there. Chris, I know they're gone, but they're still your babies. And you're still their dad.
And you don't want them out there.
I don't want them out there.
And you don't want someone else to find them out there. You don't, I promise you.
Wow.
Give us a second so we can get some things arranged. You do that?
What the fuck is this? This is just fucking horrible.
Yeah. Now you're crying because you know you're fucked.
That could happen. Why is this happening? Why is this happening to the 2 little girls?
That's like on the old news or something.
No, not tonight.
Oh, but it definitely will be.
Whereabouts? The Shanann and the girls. The S for Shanann, okay. And where are the girls at? Sydney? So, how did you do this out? I'm assuming it's under third. How did you take that?
So it sounds like, I mean, it feels like to me, now we know pretty well how to go get them. Is there anything else we need to know?
Do you think it's not Chris?
Let my family down. Let my dad down, let my mom, sister, nephew, nieces, friends, co-workers.
Not his daughters, though. Yeah.
Can I ask you another tough question? Can you just get it all on the table? When you see Shanann choking, strangling,
He saw his actual family as an obstacle to get what he wanted. That's all it was.
About calling an ambulance.
No, he's still not telling the truth.
I've never seen something like that in my life. And she just like laid over, like nothing was moving at all. No gas, no breath. So just totally just blue.
After the baseline information of Chris's version of events is gathered, he is now locked into an alibi and timeline of affairs that forensics will subsequently examine and dissect in ways so they can use it against him. The tone of the interrogation then reverts back from information gathering to a confrontational nature.
So Chris, you've been doing this job for a long time.
I know.
I know a lot about psychology and as far as like what people are thinking. Most parents will never even want to fathom that their kid is dead. Even if their kid's stiff, blue in bed, I mean stiff like been dead all night, they still call an ambulance to see if someone can revive their child. And when the ambulance gets there, they're like, gosh, their kid's been dead all night, like there's nothing we can do.
How much longer is this?
Why are you not doing something? What are you talking about? So that's what we're used to. So that's why I want you to explain to me like what was going on in your head and
the rage I felt for what she did. It just took over.
I would hate for Shanann to get a bad rap if she didn't have anything to do with it. You know, it's not fair. It's not fair.
There is no technical term for this approach, yet it's a clear attempt by the detective to interconnect to the suspect's sense of morality, which is always under the assumption that they have any.
Enough bad stuff has happened, but we need to stop the bad stuff from happening. So, I'm going to tell you the truth.
That is true.
So you're good with the public knowing that Shanann killed her daughters?
I did not hurt these girls.
Are you okay with the public knowing that Shanann?
Yes, because I did not hurt these girls.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, he has no sympathy.
No, my God, no.
He has no
Man,
morality.
but what it looks like is that you found a new life, and the only way to get that new life was to get rid of the old life. And I think that you killed these girls before their mom came home, and then killed your man. That's what we're kind of left, that's what we have to believe, because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, to her point, if I walked in and my kid was decapitated, I'd call an ambulance, right? So
Knowing there's no hope.
it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. So either you're this monster that says, I just want this young, hot girlfriend, so I'm going to kill everyone and hope it works out, or something. So I think we're very, very close to the truth, but not quite there yet. So if you're not that monster,
I'm not a monster.
so what's going to happen when their cause of death comes back to you? For the girl's not going to. Okay. You sure?
I'm 100% positive it's not going to come back to me.
And what happens when a coroner looks and says it sees your fingerprints on her neck?
And it was.
It's going to be shenanigans.
Why take their bodies out of the house and bury them?
I was scared. I didn't know what else to do.
Okay.
Nothing was gonna.
What a liar.
I didn't know what to do. I honestly didn't know what to do.
Scared of what?
Scared of what everything was gonna look like. My 2 babies were gone, and I just did that to my wife. And I was the only one left in the house. What do you expect is gonna happen?
Yeah. It did look bad, right?
It looked. I mean, this was a nightmare.
Yeah. Okay. Yesterday when you were talking, and again, this is before we kind of got to this moment today, you mentioned that we were talking, you said, I don't know where they are, and then you said something along the lines of, whatever happened to them was act of pure evil. What does that mean?
This evil that I saw when I walked behind her and she was on top of CC. And I felt evil spread in Chanel.
Okay. So after we look at their bodies, we're going to have a lot more questions. Things are going to be different then, but if you're willing, we'd love to talk to you then too. Now that we know what we know, we're going to...
yeah, Donald Trump's tremendous plunger nipples.
Okay.
This guy has no moral compass. He should not be living. He should never leave a prison cell because he would easily do this all again in a heartbeat. Easily, without hesitation. He is the reason that prisons exist.
This interrogation was a true testimony of how mental fatigue can restructure an individual's cognitive rationale. Chris maintained his innocence even after the failed polygraph, and if he had kept that stance, he would have walked out of that police department as a free man for at least another night. Yet after a prolonged state of isolation, anxiety, and fear, coupled with the cerebral influencing tactics of the interrogators, the alleviation of getting out of that situation was in that moment perceived as enough of a luxury to exchange his freedom for it.
Chris, come stand up for me. I'm going to have you face that wall. Lift up your hands.
All right, we'll continue this next stream. All right, guys, have a great evening. It was awesome. I will see you tomorrow. This video for the INEO is probably going to go up on Sunday. There'll be news tomorrow, another stream tomorrow, and there'll also be more birds tomorrow. Have a good one.